Casey Barnes, and today we're going to show you how to turn this beautiful coho salmon into a fresh, whole foods based meal for 3 people in less than 30 minutes. So here we have this really nice fresh coho salmon, which is in season this time of year, right up until the end of October. It's really prevalent in Seattle. There's tons of it running this time of year. And we have some late season, some very late season summer vegetables, some zucchini, some yellow squash, and some heirloom tomatoes. The nice thing about heirloom tomatoes this time of year is that they're quite a bit past their prime. So it's easy to find an overripe one. And an overripe tomato is great for making sauce because it gives it a little bit of that extra umami flavor that you're looking for with a ratatouille. So let's get going. First, we're going to start with our salmon. You want to take the pin bones out so you can run your finger right along the ridge of the salmon and sort of feel the bones as they sort of pop out. And so you just want to go through, grab each one of them out using your fishbone tweezers. Feel any more there? So we're good to go. Just take your chef's knife and go ahead and clean just a little bit. You see there's just a little bit of extra tendon there. Just take that guy right off. Your salmon, you can portion it into 3 even portions. On a tray lined with a paper towel, you can just lay your salmon. Very lightly coat each one with salt. And gently place a paper towel over. Just gently press it down just to make sure the paper towel is connecting with the flesh, and it's going to draw some of the moisture out of the salmon, make it easier to brown. Now that our salmon is prepped, we're going to set it aside to come up to room temperature. And then we're going to start on our vegetables for ratatouille. We'll begin with preheating our oven to 400 degrees Celsius. And the first thing that we want to do is we want to prep our tomatoes by cutting them into probably medium to small dice and then gently salting them to sort of draw out the juices. Tomatoes are prepped and salted. We're going to set them aside to let the juices come out. Once our mise en place is prepped, we can begin cooking our ratatouille. So you want to turn your pan on to about a medium-high heat. Add a couple of tablespoons of avocado oil. And wait until it just about comes up to the consistency of water. Occasionally you'll see a recipe that asks you to wait until you see like the tiny wisps of smoke coming up from your oil. Avoid doing that. What you're doing essentially is they're asking you to burn your oil. our oil has come up to temperature. It's moving around nicely, just like as if it was water. We want to add our garlic and onions to our pan. And we're going to want to saute them until they're just starting to turn opaque. Garlic and onions has just started to turn opaque, so we're going to go ahead and add our peppers and our summer squash. Give it all a nice stir. After about a minute, kind of stirring occasionally, we're going to add our tomatoes that have been salted and a little bit of juices in there. Turn that all together. Let that go for just a little bit. Next we will add our fresh herbs and chili flake. And we're just going to give it a light salting and a little stir again. At this point, we'll add our red wine and vinegar. Give it a good stir. We're going to bring that up to a nice simmer. And when it comes up to a nice hard simmer, we'll turn it down and let it finish cooking while we cook our salmon. While we're waiting for that to come up, I'm going to turn on our pan for our salmon and let it heat up just a little bit. Let's clear off our workspace. Something I really love about salmon, in addition to rich in omega-3 fatty acids. It's a forgiving fish. It's got a lot of nice oils in it, so you can overcook it just a little bit, and it'll forgive you, and it won't be a terrible dry piece of fish. But generally, you want to plan your cooking time based on the thickness of your salmon. So when we say 8 to 10 minutes, go ahead and pull it at 8 minutes and have a look at it. Maybe flake it a little bit with a fork and see if it's where you want it to be. At this point, the salmon has sort of leached a little bit of its liquid out into the paper towel. That's what the salt was about. So we're going to give it a flip with the skin side up. We're just going to really lightly salt the skin. And it's almost at temperature. Our ratatouille is cooking very nicely. So we're just going to stir that just occasionally. It's really just a rustic vegetable stew, so you can just kind of let it simmer away while you finish cooking your salmon. So we're going to take our salmon and we want to lay it away from ourselves. So just in case you drop it, it will splash the oil away from you. Nice little sizzle. We're going to clear this away, and we're going to give it a quick rinse so that we can reuse it to land our salmon. We'll let the salmon skin brown in the pan for just a little bit while we set up our landing pad for our salmon. Alright. Got a nice sear started on the bottom of our salmon, so we're going to go ahead and drop it into our oven for about 8 minutes, and we'll give it a check in about 8 minutes. It's been 8 minutes, so we're going to pull out our salmon and have a look. We can use our spatula to kind of peel it back just a little bit. That looks beautiful to me. If you prefer your salmon a little bit more cooked, of course you're welcome to leave it in for a little bit longer, but we're going to go ahead and call this one good. We're going to move our salmon off onto a tray to let it rest. Move back. Our ratatouille has reduced by about a quarter, but we've still got some nice liquid in there. That's what we want. It's supposed to be a nice vegetable stew, so we're going to go ahead and call it there. Turn the oven off. Make sure that we have a hot pad over in our plating area. Our salmon and ratatouille are finished, and we have a landing pad right here for our hot pan for ratatouille. Let's bring the ratatouille right on over here. We're going to go ahead and split it into 3 equal portions-ish. Bring our salmon on over. Place 1 piece of salmon on top of the ratatouille. And there we have it. Coho salmon and a summer vegetable ratatouille for 3 people. Delicious, whole food, warm meal. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and visit me at www.chefcaseybarnes.com for more healthy, whole food based recipes to try on your journey to better health. Thanks for watching.